actions are strategies to meet needs. That means that there's nothing we do just for the sake of doing it. Everything we do has an aim and a purpose. And that aim or purpose is to meet needs within ourselves. Now, some people will protest and say, oh no, I bike just for the sake of biking, or I go fishing just for the sake of fishing. But those things we do just for the fun of doing them are also strategies. They're strategies to find more fun. They're strategies to find more relaxation, more rest. And let's remember that needs aren't just air, food, water, and shelter, but needs are everything that goes into a happy, healthy, and flourishing life. And I don't know about you, but for me, a happy, flourishing life certainly includes a little fun. So, all actions are strategies to meet needs. That means no matter what I'm doing at a given time or location, that's just a strategy. It's just something I've chosen to do right now to try to meet a need. And that means that there are lots of other strategies I could have chosen at this given time to meet that same need. Now, some of those strategies are great ones. Others are really lousy strategies. And still others are ones that I'll never be able to think of because of my own lack of imagination, my upbringing, or my cultural heritage. But all these strategies still exist, and I can choose from any of them to meet this need. So let's look at an example. Let's say I would really like more peace in my life. One way I could go about that would be maybe any time in my house someone speaks above a whisper, I yell and scream at them to shut up. Could that bring more peace in my life? Maybe. Maybe not. Another strategy might be that I take more solo walks through nature and just enjoy the silence. Could that bring more peace into my life? Maybe. But then again, maybe not. So all actions are just strategies, tailor-made strategies to try to meet your particular needs. And that's kind of how our internal world gets transformed by that realization. But now let's look at how the external world, how we interact with the external world, is transformed by adopting this principle that all actions are strategies to meet needs. Well, that means those actions that really irk me, that really get my blood boiling, and even those pet peeves I have, when someone does one of those things, they're just trying to meet a need in themselves. And it's a need that not only do they have, but I have it sometimes too. And that means that I can empathize with them. I can show empathy and understanding, even if I disagree with an action. Now, so let's say I walk into the kitchen and it's a mess. And all the cupboard doors are wide open, bowls and plates and utensils are everywhere, and there's a giant puddle next to the fridge. I realize that my 5-year-old son's just torn through the place. I can have empathy for my son's lack of cleanliness because I can recognize that he was hungry and looking for something to eat. But let's be clear, empathizing and understanding something is not the same thing as accepting, promoting, or condoning that action. And that's because when I empathize with someone, my needs don't go out the window. So when I'm empathizing with my 5-year-old son over the mess he's made, my need for cleanliness doesn't stop. It doesn't magically go away. I'm just choosing to try to empathetically connect with my son about how we might go about in the future getting his need for food met, while at the same time preserving my need for order and cleanliness in the kitchen. And that leads us to realizing that there are no such things as good or evil actions. Good and evil are labels that imply that something is morally wrong or morally good in and of themselves. But that doesn't make sense in a world of strategies to meet needs. So when we see someone who's stealing, I hope that what I don't see is an evil person committing some heinous crime that must be stopped. But rather I would like to see someone who's trying to reclaim their personal autonomy. Or maybe someone who's trying to feed themselves or feed their family. Or maybe there's someone seeking social approval amongst a certain group of peers. So I'm not seeing an evil person and evil actions, but rather I'm seeing the real person that exists and seeing the needs that they're trying to meet and give with their given strategy that they've chosen. Similarly, I don't want to see people like Mother Teresa or Desmond Tutu as these righteous people who, out of pure altruism, do good works, but rather I want to see that when those people help the poor and the downcast, that they're doing so because it meets a need within themselves. And that's a need that I have too. Now, I want to repeat here again that empathizing and understanding does not mean the same thing as accepting, condoning, or approving of an action. So let's return to that theft-stealing situation. So I, as a shopkeeper, might still bemoan the fact that my need for financial stability is being threatened right now. Or as an onlooker, I might be sad that my need for justice or my need for fairness isn't being met. But in either case, if I can recognize the needs that this person is trying to meet for themselves, I can slow down my fight, flight, and freeze reaction. I can, instead of choosing to fight this person off or to socially cast them out, to run away from them, to be unassociated from them, I can rather choose to stay in empathetic, honest connection with this person and use the strategies and tools of empathy, observation, feeling, needs, and requests to talk out a new strategy, to find a strategy that would meet both this person's needs and my own needs. Thank you for watching.